Welcome everybody to Watkins Glen International Raceway. My name is Josh Hall and we're here for the Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria 100. My name is Josh Hall. I'll be calling this for you tonight. Apologize for the late start. We had some technical difficulties with the race getting started tonight, but we got everything all squared away and ready to give you 100 miles here at Watkins Glen. We'll take a look at our point standings. Right now, Colin Willems is our point leader. Dustin Dean right behind, and Devin Buccino, TJ Floyd, and Logan Hagerman make up your top 5. And you can see where your favorite driver is in the top 40. As we're getting ready for some fun here tonight in the Gills Dump Truck Service 100. Right now, these guys are out here making their qualifying laps around this tricky road course here in upstate New York. So right now we're watching Brian Merrill Jr. take a trip around as he comes down the front straightaway here, down into turn number 1. And Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, again, sponsoring the race, and quite a few trucks on track as we see this nice Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle truck. If there's anybody who likes pizza, we all know it's them Ninja Turtles. Also, we got TJ Floyd out on track right now. Max McLaren, the Tide Ride. So a little info about our sponsor tonight. Gill's Dump Truck Service was created in 2010 by Reggie Gill and his father, the father of Isaiah Gill. Once Isaiah became of age, he soon took over the business. Then in early 2020, investor Brian Canuti saw potential in the business and tried to help grow the company by lowering the days and hours of work, increasing the lunch schedule. It boosted the morale around the company, and they were able to expand into the pizza business. In 2020, they were voted the okayest pizzeria in the Northwest by People magazine, and Guy Fieri of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives said, and I quote, "I'm still waiting on my pizza." These are just some of the great reviews that they get daily. They also have a buy one, get one free deal going on. Buy any dump load and get a free pizza of equal or lesser value. Just use code BOGO40. Also, make sure to check them out. They're open every third Sunday of the month from 11 to 1. They're closed from lunch from 11:30 to 12:30. Gill's Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, the fastest dump trucks in the Northwest. Also, Intensity Broadcasting will be giving out a little bounty tonight. They're going to be giving $10 to the highest finishing driver who gets no incidents and is outside the top 10 and on the lead lap. If it's not claimed this week, it'll get passed on to the next week. So that way, give some guys who usually run out in the back a little opportunity to have a little fun and have something to work for. See Joseph right on track right now. Another one of those Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzerias machines. Let's see, Bailey Jones just finished up her lap, and here's Sylvan Sigmund out of Ontario, Ottawa, Ontario. He's coming off through the carousel here and down through the little short chute. We're running the typical Cup NASCAR version of the track tonight. The 7-turn layout with the bus stop. As you see, we'll take a, see if we can find someone to take a ride here with. Down into the Harding braking zone here at turn number 1. Yep, he's gonna pull off here as he finished his lap. Let's see who's out on track right now. This is Mike Rentz Jr. Looks like he had a little issue there on his lap as back bumper was a little pushed in there. So we got Michael White on track right now. See Michael navigating the bus stop here, and great passing opportunity getting into that bus stop. And a great passing opportunity here through the carousel if you can get off the bus stop better than the car in front of you. Come up to turn 6 here, which is a nice hard left-hander. And these are important corners right here because these set you up for that long straightaway run down into turn 1. So if you can get good through turn 7 here, it gives you the opportunity to get a great run on somebody and try to outbrake them into turn 1 down the hill. So currently we see Cody Moore up at the top of the board right now with a 115. Brian Canuti right behind him. Brandon White, Isaiah Gill, Brian Merrill Jr. make up your top 5. And looks like the only car on track right now is Nick Ford making his laps right now. So it looks like we're just about done with qualifying here. About 15 seconds left to qualifying. See Nick Ford working through the last couple corners through turn 7. Oh, time's going to run out for him. That's going to bring you to our grid here. On pole tonight, Cody Moore in the 52 machine. Brian Nudie going to be on your outside pole. Brandon White in the 019s. He's going to roll off 3rd. Isaiah Gill in the 2 machine, rolling off in the 4th spot. Brian Merrill Jr. in the 74. Rolling off in 5th. Logan Hagerman in the 7. He'll be starting 6th. Michael White in the 09 starting 7th. Joseph Wright in the 82. Rolling off in 8th. Colin Willems in the 18 9th. Blake Hensley in the 31 machine. He'll be rolling off the outside of row 5. Austin Blaylock in the 99 and 11th. Michael Provost starting 12th. 13th is going to be Alan Warnecki and Eddie Morris on the outside in row 7. Dylan Redding in the 11. He'll be rolling off 15th. Jacob Bowen in the 28 and 16th. Chris Wheeler in the 22. He'll be rolling off 17th with David Wright in the 5 outside of him. Dustin Buck in the 000. Rolling off 19th, and James Moore in 20th. Colton Kinsey in the 421st. TJ Floyd in the 49. He'll be rolling off 42nd. Dustin Dean in 23rd in the 21. And Michael Lawrence in the 47 machine. He'll be rolling off 24th. 25th, we'll see Sylvan Seguin in the 66. And outside of him will be Bailey Jones in the 88. Stoney Benfield in the 75, rolling off 27th. And Max McLaren 28th. David Chaput in the 37, 29th. And Matt Ninth, our announcer from last night, in 30th. Zach McBride, who had a very eventful night last night, rolling off 31st. Greg Froelich, 32nd. Devin Buccino in 33rd. Nick Ford in the 20 machine, rolling off 34th. Jackson, quality young man, rolling off 25th. Will Cloud, 26th. and Mike Rentz Jr. in the 91 that will round out your grid. So these guys take their one and only pace lap around Watkins Glen here, as you see them coming up the S's here, which is very treacherous on the start. You don't want to go through the S's too wide. It's something you definitely want to get single file for. Then you get this, come off the S's, you want to get as great run as you can down this long straightaway, setting up to the best passing zone on the track, which is the bus stop. You see him going through the bus stop right now, and it's a little off camber. It's tough to get through there sometimes side by side, and really easy to lose control of the car if you're not careful. As I mentioned, it's off camber, so you kind of don't have the banking to help you there. And then you come through the carousel here, and a lot of people don't realize this. The carousel is downhill. It's a long sweeping corner that sets you up for this little short shoot down to turn 6. Another great passing zone, as you have the hard left-hander into turn 6. And also you can set yourself up to get through turn 7 and onto the front straightaway to try to outbrake people into turn 1, as these guys are coming through turn 6 right now and getting ready to take the green flag. Thank you, Brett Merle, for the stars there, as the green flag is in the air. We are green flag racing here in the Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria 100. It's Cody Moore with the inside advantage here, but looks like Nudi's going to sneak around him on the outside. Oh, Nudi get real loose there. He gets on the grass. Isaiah Gill now to the inside. So they come through the S's side by side. And while they're racing side by side, that's going to let Cody Moore pull away, as you see Brian Nudi stuck on the outside here as they come into the bus stop for the first time. Nudi's going to get the position. You see the field now starting to really spread out single file as we come through the carousel for the first time. So far, pretty clean and uneventful first lap. But we do have incident on the track. See if we can see what happened here as we're coming to finish the first lap here. It's going to be led by Cody Moore. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Michael Lawrence having a little issue here. Oh, looks like TJ Floyd got loose in front of Michael Lawrence, and oh, they just came together, and Bailey Jones involved as well. Max McClure able to get around it. A couple more cars. The 38. David Chaput gets turned around. Devin Buccino involved in that as well. Now we're back to live action. We see Brian Nudi now trying to run down Cody Moore, and Cody won the race last night in the Cup Series with Brian Nudi trying to chase him down, and Nudi had a little bit of an issue on pit road, and he had a little issue coming off of pit road. Lap car actually got into the back of him, overdrove turn 1, and he ended up finishing 8 seconds behind the leader. But here he is tonight trying to get redemption now. We see a little further back here. It's the 19. It's Brandon White now making a move around Logan Hagerman. And here comes Joseph Wright. Trying to make a move, try to outbrake Hagerman down into turn 1. No, he's going to stay in line. Another great battle back here. Is Bailey Jones going to get out of the way here and let the lead lap cars battle it out? A couple cars on pit road. Looks like Zach McBride and James Moore on pit road as they had a couple issues on track. Looks like Bailey Jones had another issue here on track. We're taking a replay here. See what happened to Bailey. Well, looks like she overdrove turn 1, got the tires, got that wheel hopping going, and able to keep it rolling. As we see Cody Moore already starting to catch a little bit of lap traffic. 38. Looks like 38 is going to come in the pit road. That's Buccino. I'm sorry, that's the 38 of Matt Knights. I apologize. Who was involved in that little incident at the beginning there. And looks like Joseph Wright making a move on Logan Hagerman in turn 1. And Joe runs a little wide there coming off the corner. That allows Hagerman to get right back around him as they come up through the S's. A couple Intensity Broadcasting cars here, or trucks, as Joe would call them, the truck cars. And this is almost a home track for Joe. Joe from the New York area, from Rochester, New York originally. Oh, as Hagerman gets off into the grass here, that's going to allow Joe to take a peek here to the inside, coming through the carousel. It looks like he's going to get alongside. He's going to clear him here off the carousel. But Hagerman's fighting back here, as Hagerman's going to have the preferred line going into turn 6 here. No, Hagerman's going to duck in behind. Joe's going to get right around him here. Is now Michael Provost joining this mix-up right here. And Provost gets a little loose there off turn 7. Right behind Colin Willems. Trying to take advantage as Colin's going to go to the outside of Provost here. He's going to get the position here as they go through turn 1. But right now, Cody Moore's lead over Brian Nudie is just increasing. And Jackson Qualley, too, on a tear right now. Up 12 positions from the start. Up into the 22nd spot. David Buccino, also a big mover so far, moving up 14 spots. He's coming through the S's right now. But our biggest mover so far, Nick Ford, in the 20. Up 17 spots as we have another issue on track here. Looks like Mike Rentz, we have the replay here. Mike Rentz Jr. coming into turn 1. Looks like a case of wheel hop. Gets in the corner and just loses it by himself. Back up live with Nick Ford here. Now he's under a little bit of pressure from Will Cloud. And you'll hear me talk about wheel hop a lot tonight. What wheel hop is if you get on the brakes a little too hard, the back wheels actually start to lock up a little bit, and when you let off the brakes, the rear end starts to actually hop up and down like a basketball on the track. And while that's happening, you're losing grip, and it doesn't allow you to really have the back end just gets real light and wants to come around because locked tires always lead. As we have another incident on track, looks like Jacob Bowen having a little bit of issues here through turn 1. He just gets a little loose, hits the grass, loses it, catches the arm coat right in front of David Chaput, unfortunately for Chaput. Just nowheres to go as Bowen just bounces off the Armco here. As you see, Will Cloud and Derek Buccino now battling out for 17th and 18th here. So it looks like Brian Merrill Jr.'s got a little battle on his hands as just got around Michael Provost. He's chasing down Colin Willems. And Logan Hagerman now under pressure from Colin Willems. As they come up through the S's here and onto the backstretch. And lap traffic in the way, slowing these guys down as they come through the carousel. This gives a great perspective of the elevation change through that carousel right there. And the speeds that these guys are carrying through this little short shoot, as you see Colin Willems all over the back bumper of Hagerman trying to make something happen. Looks like we had another issue on track. Stony Benfield into turn one. Just caught out on the gray stuff, loops it around all by himself. Oh, gets caught up by the 66 of Sylvain Seguin. Back to this battle. As we come to the S's, see Willems trying to get a good run off the S's here to get to the inside. See if he can outbrake him here coming into the bus stop. And he does. Now see if Hagerman's going to be able to pull a crossover move coming off the bus stop. Nope, looks like he's just going to tuck in right behind. And Cody Moore, actually, I think he had an issue now because, oh, that was Zach McBride. Let's see what happened right there. Zach McBride just loops it right in front of the leaders. Smart move to gas it to get out of the way and let them leaders battle it out. As we see, as I was mentioning, Cody Moore had almost a 3.5 second lead on Nudie, and now Nudie's cut that lead down to a second, and I'm trying to see if something happened here, or we got a lot of messages here in the Facebook. We had Brett Merle say, let's go Brian Merle Jr. Go up for the Merle boys tonight. Brett Merle said, look at those trucks of the Bryans, the 40 and the 74. Let's go Colin in the 18, says Cassie Willems. Nick Mather says, go Colin, go. And Coralie Mather says, let's go Colin. As now Cody Moore now has a lapper between him and Nudie. Looks like Colin Willems finally got it, or Colin Willems got around Logan Hagerman a little bit ago, and now he's just pulling away. Eddie Morris and Austin Blaylock now going at it. Eddie Morris in that gold Gills dump truck and pizzeria machine. And Austin Blaylock in the Got It machine. See, well, looks like we had another issue on track. Stony Benfield had an issue. The 75. Just locks it up coming through turn 7 here. Loops it around and keeps it going. We we are approaching, so we will have a caution at lap 10. There'll be a competition caution. That'll be the end of the stage. As Brian Nudie has gone around Cody Moore. Cody Moore has actually gone into the pits here. And that's going to give the lead to Nudie. We just had a big incident on track. See, Max McClure had an incident here. Just loses it going through turn 1 all by himself. Gets it going again. Then TJ Floyd gets off track up into the kitty litter. Oh, and he comes across the track right in front of traffic, and we see that was Colin Willems getting a little loose there through the grass, able to hold on to it. And Chris Wheeler getting passed by Joe Wright there, and he just loses it in that Gills dump truck service machine. Catches the inside wall. As the yellow flag is out. Caution on the track. That's the end of the stage, which is going to be won tonight by Brian Nudie. Remember, buy one, get one free. Enter code. Well, his says BOGO, but it's BOGO40. So as these guys get caught up behind the pace car here, let's see if we can take a look at some of these awesome Gills dump truck paint jobs, as we see the co-owner of Gills dump truck service, Brian Nudie here. Joseph Wright's got that Gills dump truck machine rolling here. And Joe lost a couple positions. He fell back to 10th. Eddie Morris actually got around him. Eddie in that gold Gills dump truck machine. Nick Ford also rolling a Gills dump truck service and pizzeria machine. As the field is all catching up here. I know Michael Lawrence, who is no longer on track, also had a Gills dump truck machine car, and I think the 74 of Brian Merrill Jr. is rocking one as well. Let's see if we can. There we go. Great look at that machine. Joseph Wright, yeah, Joseph has some damage on the right front. Looks like he had a little issue there on track. Look at Eddie Morris here. Fastest dump trucks in the Midwest. Brian Nudie's machine again. See Brian Merrill Jr. now rolling off the pit lane. Now we want to take a look at the 99 Austin Blaylock here. And the Stick It Design Got It machine. Got it. So after all the green, yellow flag pit stops here, Cody Moore is going to take the lead back with Brian Nudie and Isaiah Gill, your top three. Looks like the 22 machine is also a Gills dump truck and pizzeria machine. And for those joining us late and don't know the history of Gills Dump Truck Service, Gills Dump Truck Service was created in 2010 by Reggie Gill, the father of Isaiah Gill. And once Isaiah became of age, he soon took over the business. And then in early 2020, investor Brian Nudi saw potential of the business and tried to help grow the company by lowering the days and hours of work. By increasing the lunch schedule, it boosted morale around the company, where they were able to expand into the pizza business. In 2020, they were voted the okayest pizza in the Northwest by People magazine, and Guy Fieri of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives said, and I quote, "I'm still waiting on my pizza." These are some of the great reviews that these guys get daily. They also have a buy one, get one free deal right now. Currently, buy any dump load and get a free pizza of equal or lesser value. Just use BOGO code BOGO40. And make sure to check them out. They're open every third Sunday of the month from 11 to 1. They're closed for lunch from 11:30 to 12:30. That's Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, the fastest dump trucks in the Northwest. As the lights on the pace car are off, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. That's who it was. It's Chris Wheeler and that other Gills dump truck machine. It's does not look like. Oh, it's a little issue there going through the bus stop, trying to get back around to catch the field after getting the wave around under yellow. So as these guys get ready to go back green flag racing, we got Cody Moore, Devin Bacino up into the second spot, Brian Nudi in third, Isaiah Gill fourth, Brandon White in fifth, Colin Willems up to the sixth spot, Michael Provost in seventh, Brian Merrill Jr. in eighth, Austin Blaylock and Eddie Morris will round out your top 10. You see another car coming around the pace car. Get their wave around. The lights on the pace car are back on, so looks like we're going to be going at least one more lap under yellow. And next week, we'll be heading off to Michigan in both the Cup Series and the Truck Series for the Motor City Madness races. The trucks will be doing 67 laps around Michigan, which is always exciting in these trucks because we always see them go 3, 4, sometimes 5 wide, especially coming to the finish. So that should be fun to watch next week. And then we're on the Pocono. Then Kansas, Richmond, and then Talladega on March 31st. And that'll round out the regular season at Talladega. Then we'll be moving to the playoffs. Charlotte and Auto Club for the round of 12. Then the round of 8 will be Texas and the Roval. Then finally the championship 4 will race it out at Las Vegas. Take home all the marbles. Also, we are going to have a couple new series starting up here on Intensity Broadcasting. We're going to have the Average Joe Northeast Dirt Track Series. That's going to be starting up in a couple weeks. And then on March 4th, the iOS Dirt Domination Series. is going to be rolling out on Thursday nights. So be sure to check that out. If you like some dirt racing, you'll have some dirt racing on Monday nights before the iOS ARCA series. And then you'll have some dirt racing on Thursday night as well. So the restart will be single file here, as Cody Moore is leading them through turn 6. And as they come off of turn 7 here, the pace car will duck off. As we see, the pace car is in. And green flag back in the air as Cody Moore gets a great jump off Devin Buccino here. Devin's going to look to the inside, not going to be able to make that work, as here comes Brian Nudi now with a great run off of turn 1, up through the S's here. We'll follow their back. We see Colin Willems and Brendan White going side by side for a moment. As we get through the bus stop here. More side by side into the bus stop here is Eddie Morris and Will Cloud now trying to make something happen back up here. And right behind Colton Kinsey, last week's winner, joined that party as well. But right now it's all Cody Moore up front. And David Buccino really tries to drive it deep into turn 1 there. But Cody's just able to get off the corner so much better. Let's take a ride along with Cody here. Up through the S's here and down this long straightaway into the braking zone for the bus stop. Down to second gear. See him working that wheel coming off the bus stop as he comes down the hill here into the short chute, heading down to turn 6. Catches 4th gear here. Drops down to 3rd. As he comes through turn 7 here, he's going to drop down to 2nd gear so he can get the great launch off the corner. And down the long front stretch towards turn 1. Looks like a little battle brewing up here between Brian Nudi and Devin Buccino now as they're side by side entering the S's. And Nudi's going to take that position away. Nudi's now trying to run down Cody Moore. His time is running out for him as there's only 13 laps to go. And these 3 cars of Nudi, Buccino, and Gill are all running nose to tail. But Cody Moore is just driving away right now. A little further back in the pack, we see Michael Provost. As Colin Williams got around him, Colin's trying to move himself forward right now. He's sitting in the 6th spot. And Jackson Qualley in a gaggle of cars right here. He's got the 31 of Blake Hensley behind him. And the 5 of Dave Wright right in front of him. as these guys are battling for 12th, 13th, and 14th, and 15th. Looks like Isaiah Gill now under attack from Devin Buccino. He got around Devin Buccino. So Devin's falling back a little bit right now. As we have a incident on track here. Looks like James Moore had a little incident here, coming off the top of the S's. Oh, catches that curb, catches the wall. Oh, comes down. Oof. That was the 09 of Michael White getting caught up in that. As we're back live, you see Brian Nudie, Isaiah Gill, and Cody Moore, your top three, and Cody is now just stretching that lead. As Cody Moore is now off to a 1.4 second lead. Looks like a little battle on track here. Jackson Qualley, Blake Hensley, and that's Dave Wright there as well in the 5, and Dave's now under attack. Oh no! Our second place driver, Isaiah Gill. This is a replay coming through the bus stop here. Catches a little too much curb, loops it around. Able to keep it going, but he's going to lose a couple spots as he's going to fall all the way back to 6th. You see Colin Willems getting around him. Tough break for Isaiah, who's having such a great run up in the top 3. As we're just at 10 laps to go now. And Devin Buccino now running real wide. Under attack from Brandon White. Brandon's going to get around him. Move Brandon up to the 3rd position. These guys are battling real hard as now Buccino's going to get that draft down the stretch, and he's going to look to the inside, but he's not going to take it going through the bus stop here. They come through the carousel, nose to tail. And I think Buccino's tires are just, big wiggle out of Brandon White there, but I think Buccino's tires are just a little bit more tired than everybody else is out there. I think he came in and let's take a look here, see pit strategy. All right, he was on the same strategy as Cody Moore. Came in early, those extra 2 laps on track. As we're going to a replay, it looks like our leader, Cody Moore, got passed by Isaiah Gill. And then loses it. It catches the wall. So now our leader is Brian Nudie. Oh, as Nudie gets... Buccino gets turned around. Zach McBride. We're going to go live here. Zach McBride catches the grass right in front of Buccino and Cloud, and in front of Colin Willems. Williams is able to get by, but here's all these other drivers trying to get through. Man, that's a scary place being turned sideways like that in front of the field. But up front, Brian Nudie now. Brandon White almost 4 seconds back behind him. And Colin Willems about 7.5 seconds back. So right now, Isaiah Gill's got... Brian Nudie's got quite the lead right now. But as we just saw with Cody Moore, anything can happen as Cody looped it right after being passed by Gill. So I think Cody had some issues before that as well because Brian was quite a bit back behind him. Battle here between Eddie Morris and Nick Ford. Another incident on track. Looks like Christy Wheeler. Coming into the bus stop and, just locks him up. Loses it, spins to the inside of the bus stop. Fortunately, doesn't hit anything. He's able to keep going. And Eddie Morris now. Looks like Brian Merle Jr. and Michael Provost having a little battle here. Isaiah Gill right in front of them. We had another issue on track here. Chris Wheeler into turn one. Just has a bit of damage on his vehicle and just loses it there. Oh, catches a car coming out of pit lane. And then a few seconds, yep, that's him just catching the car coming out of pit lane. Oh, big gaggle of cars right here. As we see the four of Colton Kinsey, Dave Wright. That's James Bowen. It's like Dylan Redding's in this as well, and see Dave Wright having a stout little run here. Gets a little loose off the corner one there, but right behind him, Dylan Redding, Colton Kinsey, TJ Floyd back there. TJ's a lap down. But Colton and Dylan here having a great battle on track. These guys are battling for 15th, 16th, and 17th right here. As 71 hits Greg Froelich. He's a lap down to these guys. As Colton Kinsey now gets to the inside of Dylan Redding. Dylan's going to pull the crossover back on him, though. Colton gets a little loose there, but he's able to slide in front. Here comes TJ Floyd, who's also, like I said, lap down, but able to get around Dylan Redding, and he's going to tuck back in line and let those guys race it out and not be in the way. So a great battle there as these guys were just catching lap traffic at all the wrong times. As now Dylan Redding's trying to make that move to the inside of turn one, trying to outbrake Colton Kinsey. Colton gets on the brakes. Oh, Colton locks him up a little bit. Almost gets to the side of Dylan Redding, but they're able to keep it going. Man, just some hard racing here. Back here for the 15th position. As we have 6 laps to go here. Looks like a little battle on track here between Logan Hagerman and Joseph Wright. These guys were battling with each other hard earlier. As you see, Hagerman's got some damage on the left side of that vehicle. We know Joe had some issues earlier, but he went into the pits and got that thing cleaned up. As Joe's going to take a look to the inside coming into turn one, hard on the brakes. He's going to outbrake him and going to go right on by. As Joe runs real wide there off of turn one. Jackson Qualley now also trying to run down Nick Ford for that 12 spot. You see in front of him a little battle as well. And Nick Ford looking to the inside of Max McClure. Oh, he overdrives it. Eddie Morris does too, and that's going to allow Jackson Qualley to just sneak on through everybody right there. Jackson got around both Nick Ford and Eddie Morris there. You see Dylan Redding back here, still battling with Colton Kinsey. Nick Ford now under fire from Eddie Morris. As we have just 4 laps to go. This little battle on track. Up at the front, Brian Nudie still with a 4-second lead, but Brandon White has been coming. Last couple laps, Brandon's been putting some laps down and catching up to Brian a little bit. So Nudie's last lap was an 18.89. Brandon's last lap was an 18.24. As Eddie Morris has just come on the pit lane. So he's going to give up that position as he was running real hard in the middle of the pack. Looks like Michael Provost and Austin Blaylock now going at it with Joseph Wright right there as well. Oh, Michael Provost gets a little loose. Able to hang on to it. That's going to allow Joseph Wright to get right on the back bumper of Austin Blaylock. While that was happening, Dylan Redding had a little issue on track. Coming into turn 1, trying to outbrake Colton Kinsey again into turn 1. It looks like he just, Colton comes down and turns down into him. Back to this battle between Joseph Wright and Austin Blaylock. It looks like Austin's starting to pull away a little bit. There's Brian Nudie now running into a little lap traffic. He's got Dylan Redding here who had some issues. And that's been allowing Brandon White just to close that gap a little bit. The gap is under 3 seconds. We're just 2.5 laps away from the conclusion of this race. Can Brandon White run him down? Oh, something happened to Joseph Wright. Joseph's got some front end damage. Let's see what happened here is Joseph Wright was just misjudged the braking zone and ran into the back of Austin Blaylock. Oh, that's tough for him because he's going to lose a few positions because of that. Isaiah Gill now trying to run down Colin Willems. Now Willems in a little bit of lap traffic now. It's allowing Isaiah to catch up and try to move into that third spot. 3 wide down into the bus stop. Isaiah's going to outbrake Colin here, and he's going to move up into that third position up onto the podium. Logan Hagerman and Michael Provost now trying to have a little battle here as they come through the bus stop chicane. You see the front end of Joe Wright. He's still hustling that machine around. He's trying to make it every point he can. As we are on the final lap, Brian Nudie just took the white flag, and he's coming through turns 1 right now. Brandon White falling back now. He's 4 seconds behind. Now Joseph Wright trying to make a move on Logan Hagerman yet again. Coming into turn 1. He's got that inside line, and he's going to take it away. And now he's going to set his eyes on Michael Provost on the last lap here. And name we haven't really mentioned tonight, Blake Hensley, as he's Battling Austin Blaylock right now for the 9th position. A little bit of contact there going through the S's. So Austin takes that line away, and very defensive line. But up front, Brian Nudie is coming off the last corner. Brian Nudie is going to win the Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria 100 here at Watkins Glen. Brandon White's going to come home second. Isaiah Gill coming off of turn 7 right now, and it's being chased by Colin Willems, but it looks like Isaiah's going to take third. Colin's going to take fourth. Brian Merrill Jr. coming through the last corner right now. If he can keep it straight, he'll come home in fifth. There's a great battle here, coming home for 6th, 7th, and 8th. And Joe Wright's going to get that 6th spot. Michael Provost, Logan Hagerman is going to finish in 8th. Oh, a little contact after the race. Blake Hensley's going to come home in 9th, and Austin Blaylock's going to come across the line in 10th. Comes Jackson Qualley in the 11th spot. These guys are not racing for position. They're just racing to be out there. Jackson comes through the corner here. He's going to come across the line in 11th. Dustin Buck 12th. Here comes David Wright now through the corner for 13th. Colton Kinsey 14th, and Nick Ford is going to round out your top 15 here. But our winner tonight, making his victory lap, Brian Nudie. Let me pull up the results here. But we'll find your top 3 and interview them. What a race. What a race. A lot of attrition tonight, as we had a couple drivers have some issues, especially our leaders, Isaiah Gill and Cody Moore, having some issues while running up at the front. But overall, another fantastic race. And these guys do not disappoint at the road courses here in the iOS series. As we saw last year, Brian Nudie win the Roval race at Charlotte. Dominated that one, and again tonight comes back and dominates another road course. As we all know, Canudi does run his own car. He was at Sonoma a couple weeks ago, so he must have had a little bit of practice. But let's see if we can dial up our 3rd place finisher, Isaiah Gill. Isaiah, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, a little tough luck there at the right after the yellow flag there. Saw you get a little loose and lose it coming through the bus stop, and able to drive back up to 3rd place though, having a great run. How do you see the race from your side?
Yeah, that spin definitely did cost me. Like, it was net code. I hit the bump wrong, and I net coded around. But we're not gonna talk about that. The race was fine. Felt like I had a decent pace all night. Not the pace that CD and Canudi had, but I definitely had a decent pace.
Awesome, man. And strategy was worked out for you to get back up into the 3rd spot. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank the sponsor of this race, me and Canudi, and like to thank Vicky Smith for everything she does.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and move on to Michigan next week. Looking forward to that?
No, I don't even have the track.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and we'll talk to you again soon. And our 2nd place finisher, Brandon White. Brandon, it's Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you guys. My bad.
No,
Talking to yeah.
oh, it's all good, man. It's just me in here tonight. But man, where'd you come from? You were not
Uh,
on the radar for most of the race, and then all of a sudden I look up and you're sitting there running down Canute.
I really don't know where the speed came from. The car or the truck was real good and everything. I took some pointers from the cup race from Canute when I was following him, and it really actually helped in the truck. So I actually would like to thank Canute for that, honestly. So
Awesome, man. Yeah, you had a pretty clean race. I know a couple of leaders having some issues at some point. I know Cody Moore went around, and Isaiah had some issue and went around, and you were able to keep it clean pretty much the whole night. Was that kind of the key to success tonight?
I think so. Keeping the nose clean and keeping steady pace really helped. The what's it called? The tire when we changed the tires. I feel like I lost consistency when I changed the tires. So when the tires wore out, I felt like I got better in the long run. So yeah, I feel like keeping the nose clean for sure because I did watch Isaiah lose it. That's what I was giving him crap for. So just to say that on the live stream, yeah, Isaiah lost it again, just like he lost it on the start of that. Was it the Texas race?
No, it was Atlanta.
Atlanta. Ah, okay. Well, anyways, yeah, it was a good night, and congrats to Canute.
Awesome, man. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight besides Canute?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Stephen Black for the paint job. It's a killer scheme like usual, and Canute and everybody and on that team and everyone at Cyclone and everybody and yeah, it's a good night. Let's just say that.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations again, and I'm sure we'll talk to you. You looking forward to Michigan next week?
Oh yeah, always.
Awesome, man. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you again next week after Michigan.
Heck yeah, I hope so too. Have a good one.
You too. And finally, we're going to pull in our winner tonight. Canute, this is Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, so the sponsor of the race comes home first and third. I know you guys were hoping for a first and second, really, but I know Isaiah had an issue where he spun out. He called netcode on it, but it seemed like Cody was running away with it, and then he had some issues, and I was worried. We saw the leaders having some issues tonight. Were you concerned that you might have some issues as well there?
No, I just kept my head down. I was just trying to eliminate all the mistakes that I could, just hit my marks and everything. And it kind of sucks because literally the exact same thing that happened to me yesterday kind of happened to Cody today. Lap car situation took it out because me and him were going to have an awesome battle. And I definitely know who I got to battle now on the road courses now. So it's pretty awesome.
So I know you're probably looking forward to the road courses at the end of the second round there.
Yeah, definitely. I think if I can get into that round, I got a good shot at making the Final Four. It's just, I got to get there. And, I also I got to beat Cody. Well, I mean, I got to beat everybody else, but Cody's definitely my top guy when it comes to the road courses.
Yeah, and Brandon White was just commenting. He thanked you for helping him get around this place by following you around here last night in the Cup Series. So kudos to you teaching these guys out there while you're winning races.
Yeah, my teammates. I always try to help out as much as I can, and I just kind of give them little tips and pointers, and like, hey, do this, maybe don't do that. And sometimes, the best thing I can always explain to everybody is just on road courses is slow is fast.
Slow is fast. Yep, I say that all the time. So, anybody you'd like to thank tonight? I know you got a list.
Yeah, as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this. I got to thank all my teammates. I got to thank Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria. We don't make fast pizzas. We don't make pizzas fast. We make fast pizzas. And Guy Fieri should have his pizza next week. And just got to thank all my teammates, everybody, Max for putting it on, you guys for doing the broadcast. You guys do a great job. And again, it sucks for Cody. We're going to have a great run, great finish, and it's going to be a fun one. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys had the sponsorship dollars tonight this week with all the trucks and cars and the race sponsorship. And I just got a message came across our Facebook here, and Brett Merle wanted me to let you know that Nudie learned how to road race from him.
Yeah, you're my boy, Blue. Yeah, and
And I'm going to
Thanks
ask you.
everybody, and
I was going to say I'm going to
we're
ask you.
also going to be Gills Dump Truck Service is also going to be sponsoring the ARCA Series race, which is at the Glen, which is not this Monday but the following Monday.
Awesome. And I have one more question I'm going to ask you. I asked the other two guys. Next week's Michigan, you looking forward to it?
No, I've actually never raced a cup car there, so we'll see. Actually, the next 2 races I've never driven a cup car on, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, fortunately for you, Pocono is a lot like a road course.
Yeah, I think I just need to lay down some laps, practice laps, and I think I'll end up doing halfway decent. Top 5 is kind of all I'm really just in the Cup Series. I got to keep my head down, try to point my way in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a win before the playoffs start. The trucks, I'm kind of locked in now, so I'm pretty much just going to be going for wins now. So
Gotcha. Well, if you need some help getting through turn 4 at Pocono, I can definitely help you with that.
And if you need help getting through turn 5, there's Isaiah Gill. He'll help you there too.
I'm still looking for turn 13 here at Watkins Glen. So
yeah, and it's 11.
11. All right, Brian, it was great. Congratulations again on the win, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Yep, perfect. Thanks again. You have a good one.
So that's going to do it tonight here in the iOS Truck Series at Watkins Glen for the Gills Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria 100. Next week, we're moving on to Michigan for 67 laps there. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. We've hit 1,000 viewers here, or 1,000 followers here on Facebook. We're looking for 2,000 by the end of April, and Dustin Dean will shave off his beard. So we're looking forward to that. And if you haven't yet, like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends, have them like, follow, subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter as well. And our weekly podcast that is both on Facebook, YouTube, and we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So my name's Josh Hall. I am signing off, and as Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.